Hello guys, welcome to Spike Prime Learning. So, before we get in all that robotics and all of that, I bet you guys are having a very hard decision between EV3 and Spike Prime. So this presentation is just a starting one and showing you, the differences between both. I'm gonna take no sides and just give you the full interview about both of these robots. Okay, before we dive in, I'm going to tell you some things about me. So, my name's Ansh, my favorite subjects are math, and my hobby is robotics. Instruments that I play is viola and piano. And the tournaments I've been to is, first I went to 4-H in the bottom left corner. I was first place at a rookie level in Normal, Illinois. Then I went to a WRO, which is a huge competition and widely known, and in that one, I was a national champion overall in US. So for that, I had a team of 3 people, and we were given a task to make whatever we decide and solve a problem. And we were national champions for that. And we went to San Francisco for that. So next, I went to first Lego League, also known as FLL. I was invited to the state championship in Champaign, Illinois. Next is my 2 pictures of 2 competitions. So on the right is my first competition, the 4-H robotics. That's my team. On the left is FLL, my team from last year. And this is WRO, my second competition. These are my 3 teammates, and this is the nationals where we are right now, currently. So, let me quickly tell you something about this channel. So, this channel is specifically made for Spike Prime. We're not going to really go much into EV3, but we'll definitely take a few dips and dives in that area of field. And my idea for this channel is first I'm going to make like a basics, then go into some robot designs that I have with me over here. And I want to make like how to program, like a full tutorial. It's totally free. It's going to be a full tutorial about showing you how to program with Spike Prime. And then I'm going to let you guys show off your ideas, put it in the live stream, and just continue the fun of this channel. So let me now start with comparing the thing that you've been all waiting for, probably the reason why you clicked on this video. So first, Spike Prime. Spike Prime drives straight, which is a very big thing when you want to go to competitions. Your accuracy is your biggest enemy in competition. So this is a bit of your friend now. Spike Prime is more of a compact robot. You're not going to find this robot to be more designable. If you want to go with EV3, EV3 is more of a design, not as compact as this type of robot. All motors and sensors and hub, which you'll learn later on, I promise, those are blocky and more easy to work with. The design aspect of EV3 is a bit harder, and that's a little hard to work with for the design because it's more like those curves and twists and such. Spike Prime uses Python and Scratch for programming, which you'll learn. Next is the biggest thing in competitions is gyro sensor. Oh my gosh, my team spent so much time just crabbing over the computer learning about this. Oh, yes, it's a very hard thing to do, but as of what I learned in Spike Prime, it's a bit simpler, and I don't have to go through the hassle of adding that sensor, which you'll learn. Just hold your horses. And something that I learned is, actually this is wrong. There are not 3 sensor ports, there are not 3 motor ports. There's actually 6 sensor ports and motor ports. That's a bit confusing, but let me tell you why. So, you can use 6 motors. So, there's many, variants. You can use 6 motors. You can use 2 motors, 6 sensors. 2 motors, 4 sensors. You can use 3 motors, 3 sensors. There's so many variations that you can do anything you want to. Now let's go on to more motors. Now that's a bit weird to say that, more motors, but it just means that you have more option in programming for motors. Next, the touch sensors can measure neutrons. That's not a big thing in competition. No one really needs that, but it could be useful for other projects. This is something that I haven't been able to figure out, if anyone knows. Hub can be used as a touch sensor. This is a big thing. That's going to take out the touch sensor, which is a huge thing, but how do you do that? And if you buy Spike Prime, you'll get wire clips, which are a really nice thing if you're going to go for design for Spike Prime, because that kind of helps you balance it out. The programming, design, it's a really good feature. Next is EV3. In EV3, if you go out there, you're probably going to see a lot of videos to help, and you get more of an education in that type of field. But since I'm doing Spike Prime, this is the reason that I'm going to help you guys, kind of like, show you the path that, this is how you do Spike Prime, so you'll get a bit more knowledge about that. And next is design. So design, yeah, again, as I said from last one, design just, it's more curvy. It's not really that, more block and that type of field of area, if you know what I mean. More knowledge just meant, your team, if might know more about EV3, or you might know more about EV3, so that's a really big factor. Yeah, so here's the important part. 4 sensor ports and 4 motor ports. In this, you can't do where you have 6 motors and 2 sensors. No, you can't do that. There's specific 4 sensor ports and specific 4 motor ports. Now, daisy chaining, you must be wondering, what is that? Daisy chain is where you can connect 2 robots and use double the motors and double the ports. So you have 8 sensors, then you have 8 motors, and you can't do that in competitions, but that could be useful in WRO. We actually did that for WRO, and I can show you a picture of that in a few seconds. Last is easy program tracking. Something I realized is that Spike Prime, it's a bit hard to find your program. It's still easy, and you can still do it. It's just a bit more time taking. It's not written down, yes, program number 1. No, it just has a 0 or a 1 or a heart. I'll explain it later, but it's just a bit weird and different complications. These are the 2 motors right here. These are doing daisy chaining to have double the motors, because we have so many motors in this whole entire robot, sensors, everything, that we have to use 2 bricks, and that's available in WRO since we are doing in a more innovative project. So my final answer would probably be Spike Prime. The robot is just so compact and programming is simple, and even if you ever decide to go back to EV3, the knowledge you've learned from Spike Prime can be applied to EV3. That's a huge thing. And I'm pretty sure Spike Prime cost is lower than the EV3, so that's also a huge factor for buying. But that's the end of the video. Please like the video if this helped you in your decision, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. And yeah, and the next video is probably going to be about just the basics, and I'm going to go into what the hub was, what the sensors, motors, and such, and yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Hope you guys liked that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!